Welcome to our special episode. Today we are going to talk to a personality who looks very aggressive, who talks about a lot of environmental issues. He speaks about his association with Father Bismarck, and we know him. This is what we all know him. But today we're going to find out more about him and also a person whom we see as a person who talks about this government very animatively. Today we are with a person who is a student of law, uh, Mr. Sudeep Dalvi. Thank you so much for your
Right.
time.
My pleasure.
Sudeep, we know you are not born in Goa. You're coming from MP, and you have your ancestors here, which is your grandmother is from Goa. Tell us what made you come to Goa? What made you come and live your life in Goa?
See, first thing I would like to tell you is that many people, when I say that I was born in Indore and brought up in Indore for 17 years, like all my school education happened there. Most other people think that he's a Ghanti, outsider. That's not correct. I am basically a Goan. My roots are Goan. My Mool Gao, or the village of my ancestors, is Kuthari, which you call Kotralin now. My family gods, Mangesh and Mahalakshmi, they are having their temples here. Mangesh temple earlier it was in Kotalin. Later, it was shifted during the Inquisition to Mangeshi, where it is
Hmm.
right now. So, we have been associated. Our cultural, spiritual, traditional roots are all in Goa. Only thing is that during the Portuguese rule, the educated Hindus, there was education in our entire society. There were Hindus educated, Catholics educated, but educated Hindus, they were not having an equal share of opportunity in government jobs. Particularly, I am talking about government jobs.
Hmm.
So that time there were many small kingdoms in India. Gwalior kingdom, Indore kingdom, Bhopal was a kingdom, Ratlam was a kingdom. So the kings of these places, these different territories, they were small kings of small territories. They were having a dire requirement of those people who could handle their literary department. So I gave an example in previous interview also. There is a very common surname in GSB community here in Goa, Dubashi. Now what is Dubashi? Dubashi is basically a translator
Hmm.
who translates either from Konkani to Portuguese or Portuguese to English or English to Hindi. So basically, this is a literary job. So all the translators, all the clerks, all the office bearers,
Right.
all land record managers, they were all from Goa
Yeah.
at that time. As well as I will tell you one more thing. All the military cantonments which were in India,
Hmm.
there was a high demand for tailors to stitch official dresses for the military people. So who were the best tailors in India? Goans. There was demand for portrait artists. So who are the best portrait artists in India? Again, Goans. Photographers for clicking portrait photographs of this all military gatherings and assemblies and all those things. Again, Goans.
Hmm.
So Goans have migrated widely all over the world, and North India is a part of that world where migration happened. So there are so many Goans in Jabalpur, in Umaon, in Indore. You
So
will
the
be
Goan
surprised.
roots, they
Yeah,
have
the
moved there.
Goan roots moved there within 100 years, within 150 years.
Hmm.
And you won't believe me, in Indore church, there was a morning Konkani mass for these people, specially arranged for this community. So
Okay.
when there is a Konkani mass in a church, you can imagine like what would be the population of Goan people there in the place. So these all things are not known to our people. That's why that tagline.
That's all right. I mean, though I wanted to know where your roots are, more importantly, what are you doing for Goa? When you are outspoken, you're talking about issues and against the government and rising up as a voice. What made you come to a public life once you switched to Goa?
See, this inculcation is a blessing of Father Bismarck. What happened that I came back to Goa, I should say. I was already working in Goa. I was living in Goa. I was staying in Mapsa, that Ganeshpuri colony.
Okay.
So I came back to Goa for
Which
the
year
last
this is
time. It
now?
was in
Which
2012.
2012. Okay.
So 2012 I came back, and that was the time when that Nirbhaya issue happened in New Delhi.
Right.
So my blood was really boiling, like something should be done for the safety of our women. So I devised a novel idea that let's distribute paper spray canisters to all the women who are traveling in buses. So that tomorrow no woman should go to police and complain that I have been molested. The molester should go to the police and complain that I am having pepper spray on my face and eyes, do something for me. So that was the scheme in which Father Bismarck helped me. I came in touch with him, and we discussed and we finalized the program and we conducted it. So that was my first mission to have happened in Goa. So since that time, Father Bismarck became a part of my life. And slowly, as our interactions increased, our drift towards public life, it went into a totally different direction. He was the person who taught me literally how to file an RTI application. When we filed a case against the Archaeological Survey of India and Government of Goa in 2014,
For the
that
old Goa
yeah, for the
issue.
old Goa issue, the same old Goa issue where that Shaina NC's
Yes.
bungalow is there right now, same piece
Now
of
she's
land.
not the.
Yeah,
She's the
now that case has been gone to a different angle.
Mm.
But that was the plot of land where PWD had constructed toilets. Now imagine toilets next to the Viceroy's Arch,
True, true.
toilets inside the campus of St. Cajetan Church. So that was too much. So we filed a petition. We filed a public interest petition in court. PIL we filed.
Mm.
We won that.
Mm.
And that petition, how to draft the petition, how to talk to lawyers, how to talk to judges, all these things were taught to me by Father Bismarck. So he was the one who introduced me in Goan social life, who brought me into all these activities. And of course, like later on, we went to Musical Warriors, which was a super hit success.
Mm.
And when Musical Warriors was its stop, that was the unfortunate time when Father Bismarck's incident, his murder, which police department of the government still refuses to acknowledge as a murder. It happened.
Yeah, about that. You believe it was a murder.
Of course.
You believe there were people behind regards to, you spoke about this, you said about builders being involved, and
Yeah.
you, because of the video that was published,
Yeah.
we later got to see that video.
That video, I will tell you particularly, that was Father Bismarck's self-recorded video.
Right,
I know the person who recorded that video for him.
right.
And that video was produced by Father Bismarck specifically in that case to be released if something happens to his life only.
Right.
So he was well cautious that what dangers he is facing or what problems or what troubles he is undergoing through. He was fully cautious of that. So he had made that video for that purpose itself.
So we'll talk about his alleged murder, you said. But let's understand what happened about that issue he was fighting about the builders. What is the current status of it?
See, current, if you ask me the issue, let's talk one by one. Let's talk
Right.
about issue first.
Right.
Let's talk about outcome later.
Yeah.
The issue thing, what was there was that Saint Estevam village is a village which was dominated and governed by the Comunidad.
Mm.
Panchayat system came later on.
Mm.
And you know that Comunidad, it belongs to the heritage rights
Mm.
and Panchayat belongs to politicians. So any Tom, Dick and Harry, if he's having enough number of votes, he can get elected into Panchayat. But Comunidad is not like that.
Right.
To become a Comunidad president, you require the votes of your Gaukaris.
Downcut.
So here the conflict started. Here the duality of law between Panchayat and Comunidad, that was the root cause of Father Bismarck, whatever happened with him.
Mm.
Panchayat of Saint Estevam was always against Father Bismarck, and Father Bismarck was at the same time president of the Dua Comunidad.
Mm. Mm.
So he was having problem with the tenant association.
Mm.
He was having problem with those people who were involved in sand mining from the river Mandavi. He was having many issues regarding many parcels of land in Sant Estevam which belonged to Comunidad and which were captured or kabjofied by these people, powerful people of the village. So their tension inherently was inside Father Bismarck's village.
Mm.
So rather than concentrating upon what were his activities outside his village throughout Goa, if one concentrates about what was his position or what was his situation in his own village, then you will come to know about Father Bismarck's real story.
Mm. So what happened then about that issue? That he picked up that issue and he said he named some builders and these people will be responsible. Of that video I'm talking about.
Yes, very much.
So what happened about that? Did they manage to secure that land back, or what happened?
See, that one case I can particularly talk about is the issue of Rohidas Narvekar's piece of land.
Hmm.
Rohidas Narvekar had constructed a house or a bungalow, you can say, into land which used to fall under CRZ.
Okay.
Father Bismarck had an objection for that.
Mm-hmm.
That went to the court, NGT.
Mm.
And once it went to the court, the bone of contention widened. Now it was an out-of-out battle between Father Bismarck and the mafia.
Yeah.
So mafia knew that if this person is kept alive, if his activities continue unabated, then in that case, like, they will have to pack back. And when one single person who is having not resources enough to buy 2 fish curry thali rice in a day, if such a person is fighting a case against a person who has staked 300, 400 crore rupees, you can easily imagine fighting single-handedly land mafia. It is a David Goliath case.
True, true. So now what happened to our NGT order with respect?
After Father Bismarck's death, 8 years after Father Bismarck's death, Father Bismarck got justice, asked me how. The case was in NGT. After his death, Father Bismarck won the case. And the government ordered the said person to demolish his construction. fight his own cause. Otherwise, the government will demolish it and he will have to pay that.
So did he get demolished?
Yes.
Okay. And who was fighting the case in 8 years?
These 8 years, his advocate Hartarkar was in the case.
Was
There
it,
was some other,
was it pro bono or
no,
was
no, it was a paid case.
it paid case?
Advocate Hartarkar was the advocate in the NGT.
Mm.
And those people from the village who were associated closely with Father Bismarck earlier,
Mm-hmm.
they were the ones who should get the credit of that. They were the ones who continued the case. His Communidad brothers.
Okay.
They were the ones who continued the case and won it.
Wow, amazing. So Father Bismarck really felt for that issue because he spoke in that video also, and we
Exactly.
really felt what really happened with that case. So we are glad that things that Father Bismarck's vision came through in that last moments of it. So on that day of that thing that happened, you call it murder. Why do you find that fishy? What really put you off about the whole situation?
See, number one, Father Bismarck was not a king. He was a grown-up person. He was a responsible person. He was knowing his rights and responsibilities both. And he was a very socially conscious person. So how can Father Bismarck be expected to go on a drinking spree with two young kids whom nobody in the village knows properly, going along with them, spending night hours with them? This is impossible. So he was definitely lured there. There was some other reason given to bring him there. Once he was brought there, he was murdered there. He was done with his life. Then his body was thrown into the river, which we discovered next day. That is 7th of November.
We spoke about in that you yourself spoke about some blood stains and all, but did the report did not show that anything like that?
See, what happened that when Father Bismarck's body was discovered, it was in a very bad shape. It was almost like half eaten by fish and rotting and that stinking smell, and it was in a very terrible shape. So from that moment itself, the volunteers who were there, close friends of Father Bismarck, they took the possession of the scene. We did not allow anybody to come there. We did not allow anybody to take photographs. We brought a chadar from somewhere and covered his body and put a screen so that nobody can see that. And like we were already at the spot when his body was brought. So when his body was taken to postmortem to GMC, for postmortem I mean to say, that moment there is a police procedure called as inquest panchanama, which happens before the postmortem. In that inquest panchanama, I was one of the witness signatories.
Okay.
So I signed that panchanama. And the body was uncovered in front of me. The examination of body was done by DYSP Nelson Nambukar. Inspector Krishna Sinari of Old Goa Police Station were present. 2 constables were present. Father Bismarck's good friend William, he was present with a good quality camera to record everything. Because I made sure that a video is recorded. And I myself was there and Floriano Lobo was there as witness. So we 2 people, Floriano and myself, we signed as witness. And all these people were there. And his entire body was completely examined on camera verbally. Like the person is speaking as if he is seeing his body.
Autopsy, yeah.
Autopsy happened. Autopsy panchanama happened. All the things were noted down. And you go to court and see the document still, my signature is still there. So I am a prima facie first witness to this case. So how can I not feel that it is not fishy?
A person who we call an environmental activist, a person who has died in a very circumstantial death, and people are pointing fingers of being murdered. Why the government has not taken a single strict measures to investigate further?
Do you think that government would care for a person who is a flesh in their thorns for all the years? Since he was dismissed from the church in 2006, 2007, since that time he became an activist, and since then he was continuously one after other filing cases against government or environment violations. So do you think government will even seriously think of investigating case of a person who is a thorn in their flesh, who is literally hurting them every minute, every second?
The reason I ask you so much about Father Bismarck, Sudeep, is because all your while, whenever you present yourself, whenever you talk, you always remember him in your speeches. Maybe he is a very big influence in your public life. Since Father Bismarck, you have been vocal in a lot of ways, and you have been actively involved. Though sometimes you are sick and you are off this we have heard. I hope you're
perfectly all right now.
But your new this that we are seeing that you are studying law.
Yeah.
Why you are studying law?
See, that is a continuation or an extension of my mission, which started along with Father Bismarck. Father Bismarck told us and taught us and monitored us not to speak about him, but to do the way he did. things. So we have curtailed our speech about Father Bismarck only once in a year on 6th of November. We are having a program called as Remembering Bismarck, Remembering Martyrdom. We call eminent personalities from all over India to that program. And we, when I mean to say, we are a close group of friends of Father Bismarck's. Like we call ourselves friends of Father Bismarck. We ourselves manage it. We don't seek donations and we don't go for that money collection and all those things. We all manage it ourselves. And that is the time, once in a year on his day of martyrdom, that we speak and remember him in our words. Regarding his deeds, every social activist, every environment activist who is fighting in Goa for the sake of Goa, whether he is fighting for river, whether he is fighting for mangroves, whether he is fighting against the hill cutting, whether he is fighting against illegal encroachments, whether he is fighting against illegal occupations, all these people, they are the real followers and devotees and disciples of Father Bismarck. Because we have to implement his agenda into action, not in words. Anybody can give long speeches, but to implement those things on ground, those people who are doing, hats off to them and salutes to them.
Some of the things that from Father Bismarck that you did take, but you move in your own direction, but you're very vocal about voices of people. And I saw you in the latest, in front of police station, there was a kind of confrontation that you had. There you stood for the person who stood with a placard. Though, was it planned? The placard was planned?
See, very truthfully speaking, I saw that person first time in my life in that protest. I don't know who he was. I didn't knew who he was, I should say. I was never in touch with him and I never saw that placard as well. That placard was noticed by somebody from the media and they started asking questions to him regarding that placard. Why is he carrying a placard of protest in the celebration? All those questions came up. Who are you? Like, what are you? How you are connected to Umar Khalid and Sharjil Imam and all those things happened. Somebody from the press went and told about this placard thing to the police and police came to the scene. Now, I am a part of a protest. If not an organizer, then at least an important stakeholder in that protest. And if somebody from the protest is arrested and taken back from the police, so what should I say? That I don't know this person, he is nobody to me. Should I wash hands? Or should I respect his dignity as a human being, that this is a person who has come to my protest and whatever happens in my protest, it's my responsibility. I have to handle it. So if he's arrested, I will have to confront the police. Even if I don't know him, even if I don't know his agenda, even if I don't know where he come from. Secondly, we talk about constitution, we talk about law and order, we talk about nation and society and all these big things. All these people who are commenting that Umar Khalid and Sharjil Imam, they are anti-national, have they ever taken care of opening the constitution and reading article 19(1)(a), which gives full freedom of expression with reasonable restrictions only pertaining to national security and safety? So if you are not going against the national security and safety, if you are following the laws of the government of India, you are having a full freedom to speak whatever comes in your mind. This is the spirit of constitution. This is the soul and heart of constitution which Ambedkar called. Now CM is saying that Umar Khalid is international. Is his case proved in the court?
Right. I'll come to the CM statement in a while because we need to talk in length on that. First, I wanted to establish, because we see in the video, he is asking something to Amreen Sheikh, something, we don't know what is they had a discussion. But after the discussion, he removes the placard it shows. The press conference was for celebration of the victory.
Correct.
And if at all it was he given permission to create a separate banner was the question. So was it planned?
No, not at all. Not at all. First of all, Imran ourselves or me or anybody else did not know that boy whom he had come along or like what was his credential. He was just a part of the protest. That's all. Now one more thing to tell you. That boy Muhammad Danish, he is from New Delhi. In New Delhi, the society is completely different. Political scene is completely different. Culture is completely different. In Goa, the society, political scene and the culture is completely opposite. Now, when you come to any other state, when you don't know the topography, geography of the state, one should keep in mind that he is at some other place. What happened, that how protests happen in Jantar Mantar, how protests happen at Boat Club, our Goans don't know. And what we Goans think, that fellow did not know. So he brought that poster, which was his personal protest against the detention of Bhima Koregaon 16, against the detention of Umar Khalid, against the detention of Sharjil Imam. That was his protest. So he was the one who mixed up these two things. Actual purpose of calling everybody that day was celebration. You would have seen yourself that we were with holy gulal and firecrackers and toffees and sweets and all those things. We had no intention of protest that day.
Yeah, very strange because some people allege that how come BJP supporters were at the protests? How come they were ready to protest when this thing happened and they came and the whole thing diversion from the celebration went to a different stage altogether where you're chanting Bharat Mata
See,
ki Jai.
bringing that poster to the protest and protesting about something which is not related to that day's agenda, that was a mistake of that boy. At the same time, the people who organized the program never anticipated that it will take such a turn. Somebody from the media saw him, started questioning, to which he was answering logically. That person went to police and complained, and police came, and all these things happened. Now, bringing poster was technically wrong, but does that amounts to be anti-constitutional? That is the question which everybody should ask, whether it was anti-constitutional or it was not anti-constitutional.
And the statement now will come to the CM statement, calling it an anti-national activity, and such activities will not be tolerated. Which activities do you think the CM was referring to, at least at the stage where the banner was shown?
That only CM can answer. Yeah, how can I answer that? But what is going on in CM's mind, if you ask me that question, then I can reply. The thing is that BJP party, BJP IT cell and BJP trolls, they are not different from each other. They are part and parcel of the same game. Putting a case upon somebody, putting him under conviction, it's a long process. The day you put a case upon somebody till the day conviction is announced by the court, it is a very long process. There is trial, there is argument. Each party gets a chance to prove its point and to prove its statement. All those things, they are court procedures. Our constitution and our law system believes that a person is innocent till proven guilty. And in Sharjil Imam's case, in Umar Khalid's case, the prosecution has not even started the trial. So 6 years they are inside the jail without a trial. That is the biggest injustice. So instead of questioning this injustice, it is much simpler to label somebody anti-national, to call somebody anti-Indian, call somebody foreign agent, ruin his career, ruin his life, not allowing him to get a bail, making him rot in the jail, and on the top of it, playing a character assassination agenda in the society that he is an anti-national. So there is a proverb in English, give a dog a bad name and hang him. Nobody is going to ask why you hang the dog. Because dog is already having the bad name. And that game BJP is playing with everybody.
CM statement, I'm coming to that because I was trying to dissect his thought process in this particular youth protest. And he said that a lot of outsiders came to protest and they were protesting. Do you think it will demean all the youth from Goa who genuinely came on the street, genuinely for their future?
For the youth of Goa who came on streets and fought for their future, there is no scope and there is no chance to worry about something as third class as BJP. A party like BJP, which is running on the fingers of Amit Shah ji, Modi ji, Nadda ji, this all G party, you know what G refers to. So this G party, we have to learn from these people who are Indians and who are non-Indians, who are nationalists and who are anti-national. We have to learn from these people. Our level is not that low, Baba.
Right. So I understand, but you are very aggressive when you speak, and maybe people would think that you are really, that's your anger and aggression. But the other day there was scuffle between, which was not initiated by you. What happened of that? And there was a case registered against you as well.
See, we people were protesting there for the release of Danish.
Which
Why
we did not know who is he.
Which we did not know who is he, except for that he's a part of our program. He is a member of that group which had come there.
Okay.
We cannot leave him alone, and we should not leave him alone by any angle. Whether you think morally, whether you think socially, whether you think according to your conscience, you should not leave anybody who has come for you. That's why we were there and protesting. Suddenly it happened that these two people, one lady and one gent, both of them, they came there and they started throwing tantrums and nuisance. Later on, after a few minutes, I came to know that that man who was talking to the police department people in loud voice and was shouting upon us, He was the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha vice president. His name is Nishikar Raut Desai. And that lady who was there, she's Karina Shirodkar, a consular of CCP. I did not know their names, their credentials that time. They also did not know anything about me. They had seen all this media coverage on TV and they had rushed there. And they were trying to dominate the scene. So their main contention or main accusation are we are anti-national. We feel shame to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai. We feel to say Vande Mataram. So I said, take your Vande Mataram and take your Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
So your social media posts, I don't know how many people must have seen that, but you said that I have cracked the code how to deal with such situation, and you said that Bharat Mata ki jai.
Exactly. Smite the enemy with his own weapons. What they are saying that we feel ashamed to say Vande Mataram, or we don't
Why would
consider
anybody?
our motherland. We don't consider India as our motherland. What ridiculous thing is this here? We feel ashamed to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Is this something to be believed? So we said Bharat Mata Ki Jai, we said Vande Mataram. Take your weapons in your hands. We protested on our terms
Do you think
using
they
their
got
language.
aggressive because you took their weapons and they had to then?
Exactly. What can be a bigger shame for a person who is accusing us to be feeling ashamed of saying Vande Mataram or Bharat Mata Ki Jai? When we are shouting those very same slogans on their face in a loud voice,
But
he is not ready to mix his voice with our voice.
They were not chanting with you when you did that.
Everybody in the world knows that video is viral. Nothing to say about that. Those people, they were tremendously insulted. That was a slap on their face.
So there was a video evidence, obviously, that they pushed you down. They were physical with you. How you felt about that?
See, my only mistake or my only shortcoming is my angry nature or my hot temper. While arguing with that fellow, he said something related to women or something related to my mother, I suppose. It is all in video. If you analyze that video, you will come to know. And he said something, kakna gala re, kakna gala. Who wears bangles? Women. So, kakna gala re, is it not an insult to womanhood? You are insulting womanhood, and that bad word came out of my mouth. That word was meant for Nishikar Raut Desai, not for that woman. I didn't even talk to that woman even once. The woman who is accusing me of molesting her and abusing her, I did not even talk to her. After the verbal altercation got out of control, those were the people who ran on me. They pushed me so hard that I fell out. And immediately, the police people who were standing near me or around me, they captured me and they removed me from the scene. If they would not have removed me from the scene that day, either they would have broken my nose or my teeth or my head or something, and I would have suffered serious injuries.
Right.
So basically, it was an assault on me rather than me molesting that girl. That girl was the one who attacked me, who tried to overpower me. And I would say size does matter. See my size and see.
So we also understand you have put a counter complaint on them.
Yes, I have put a complaint on assault, and I would not justify or specify my complaint because everything is on video. There are at least 20 media people who are recording that, not just watching that. SDPO of Panjim is standing there. They are not listening to him.
Yeah.
Our friends are there who are covered in the video. All of them are sitting there.
It's on our channel also.
It's on your channel as well.
Okay.
So I don't have to justify or specify anything regarding that.
Yeah, what happened is very sad because nobody should get physical, and there should not be protest should be very decent and should be maintained with law and order. I think so that the police and everybody should investigate.
See, BJP's policy is Raj Hamara, Marji Hamari. If we are ruling, then everything should go according to our rules, not by the rules of government. So that tendency or that psychology which is ingrained in the psyche or in the brain, that psyche has to change. That, Baba, there is something called as rule of law.
Yeah.
You can talk, you can get verbal with each other, but you cannot abuse physically each other. That is prevented by law.
Right.
Crime.
All right. So I want to know really, you have seen three governments or two, three tenures.
I have seen Digambar Kama's tenure.
Yeah.
Parikar's tenure.
Yeah.
Then that joker Lakshmikant Parsakar came in between for some time. And after Lakshmikant Parsakar, again Parikar. And after Parikar, we are suffering a night full of agony till today. Savant. I have seen this.
Right. You have seen these type of administration, different way people had a different kind of administration. Whom are these people? How do you differentiate the current present government with the previous government? What are the good parts and bad parts you believe?
You are asking me to differentiate between pot and kettle. Which one is blacker? See, all governments, they are corrupt. Any person who comes in government particularly comes for performing as much corruption as he can and fill his pockets as deep as he can. No doubt about it, and no political party is secure from that con. All are there. But what we have to look after is where our society is going, where our democratic values are going, where our secularism is going, where the fabric of society is going. That is something to be looked after. Of course, corruption is equally important, but BJP particularly, I would say, is destroying the fabric of Goan society. And once that fabric is destroyed, you can stitch it, but there will be stitch marks left. It will never be a fresh fabric again. So that Hindu, Catholic, Muslim unity, people mixing up with each other, people speaking each other's language, people eating each other's food, people visiting each other at each other's festival. This is the social, moral, secular fabric of Goa, which is under threat since last 13 or 12 years of BJP government.
So you're
That has been
saying
destroyed
the
to a great
highlight of this government, you're saying, is the threat to the social fabric of the state.
social fabric and environmental situation, both. So, environmentally talking, builder lobby, land mafia is ruling the state right now. And speaking about the society, had you ever heard about Bajrang Dal? Have you ever heard about this Hindu Raksha Samiti? Have you heard about all these Hindutva groups which have suddenly come into picture since last 10, 12 years? So definitely, if they are coming into forefront today, they are having a political patronage because of which they are coming in the front and implementing their agenda instead of the agenda of the society. There are two agendas. There's the agenda of the society as a whole and agenda of a particular vested interest which wants to change the society according to its own terms and conditions. So this vested agenda which is being imposed on Goans, it is not the Goan agenda. Goans want to live peacefully. Goans want to live happily. We are the people who celebrate most number of festivals all over India, of all the religions. And this harmony, this peace, this continuous fabric of society is something which BJP hates, which BJP wants to destroy. And Goans have to understand that. And these things, they come from inculcation. Since childhood, these people are taught hatred. They are born in hatred. They are brought up in hatred. They are rolling in hatred. And they want to spew same hatred into the entire society. That is the problem.
How do you know the society is really seen this mirror of what you're showing? Has seen what's the outcome, what is the effect on them, so socially and environmentally. Do you think every election the opposition were able to convince the crowd, or is it still that people will vote for the same government and want the same type of rules?
See, till today, Goan people, they cry about Nehru. कि अजीब है गोवा के ये लोग. अब क्या अजीब है? Even after knowing what situation we are going through, even in spite casinos not moving an inch, even after knowing that the society, the network or the fabric of society is completely getting destroyed under BJP, even after knowing that entire North Goa has become a drug hub, even after knowing that prostitution is common in Baga, Kalangut and Kandolim, even after knowing that we are sinking into a soak pit, the same BJP is coming into power. अजीब है अजीब तो नेहरू गोवा के लोग अजीब है नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा बेचारा उनको. So this is something for society to introspect that why we are ajib, why we are so enslaved, why our mentality is so subjugated that even after knowing that our environmental and moral fabric is getting destroyed under this party, why is this party coming again and again? And if they don't get a majority, they buy the majority, which has been happening since last 3 times.
Right.
So that's why we are ajib. और अजीब लोगों को अजीब परिणाम मिलता है. So this is the result. Ultimately, this is the net result.
The major issues in Goa, if I have to just put 5 major issues of 39A1, coal pollution and coal handling, with respect to the builders occupying conversion.
Land mafia, basically.
Land mafias, yeah. Buildings coming up, trees getting cut. We will talk about the unemployment in the state and the effectiveness of administration. Out of all these things, what do you see the possibility that the opposition is able to convince the people that the next election will be won by them? Because do you see the opposition being convincing people, at least on these 5 issues?
See, particularly I will say that opposition itself, or opposing something, or standing against something, that itself is a very heavy word. So opposition will have to prove first that it is actual opposition. Opposition will have to prove its existence. Right now, what has happened? Congress, the major opposition party of Goa, it has lost the faith and trust of Goan people. And why it lost, you know better than me. No need to tell that. Every time you get elected opposing BJP, once you are elected, a majority of the chunk of your MLAs
2/3.
gets sold out and jumps into BJP vote. So it has happened once, it has happened twice, it has happened thrice. How long are people going to trust you? Are people fools to keep voting for you just because you say that you are an opposition? Number one question. Number two question. People know what things have happened in Goa since last 12 years. From where to where, kahan se kahan pahunch gaye. Everybody knows that. Still people are mad after money and all those lucrative promises and government legacies and government throwing revenues and distributing government job to people and politician people's nexus, all these things. So BJP is currently winning. I don't see any opposition existing in Goa. RGP, that is your Revolutionary Goan Party, it is in tatter. Congress is in tatter. Vijay Sardesai is claiming that he is going to be the new harbinger of democracy in Goa. What is Vijay's history and what Vijay has done recently and what he can achieve, that is not very difficult to judge. So he also cannot be a proper opposition to the BJP. So who the hell is actually opposing BJP in Goa? That is a big question in front of Goans. And if Goans want to vote for a coalition,
You skipped up.
Of course, AAP won those 2 seats in Benolim and Velin, not because their candidates were extra competent. They won because people hated the other candidate who was standing opposite to them. So their victory is also by fluke. So Aam Aadmi Party is not an opposition, Goa Forward is not an opposition, Congress is not an opposition, independents are not an opposition, and all these people taken together also they are not opposition. So who is there to oppose BJP? That is my biggest question.
So, despite of all these main issues and despite of everything, still there is no foreseeable victory for the opposition, you say?
See, when you are in a battle, you cannot fight the battle with a loser's mentality or with a lost mentality or a defeated mentality. Now, there is very little time left for election. And in this little time, those people who in their mind, who in their heart really think that they are opposition, they should do something worthy of being called as opposition. Arey Baba, at least unite. Goan people are united against BJP. But if you people are not united and if the result is same, वही ढाक के 3 path, again BJP coming to power, what future do you envision for your children or for your coming generation? The Goa which I have seen or which you have seen, that Goa is no more today. And the Goa which we are seeing, our children will never be able to see because by that time, entire Goa will be denuded of its greenery and everything will be taken over by the land mafia. So what is the future of Goa and where Goa is leading towards? This thing is to be thought by those people who claim to be politicians. They are not politicians, they are money makers. Again, I am stating that.
Sudeep, we had a long chat. We had a chat on your thought process or what you think about where is Goa, what is Goa doing. If you have few words to talk to the viewers, what would that be?
See, my thing is that कष्ट जो मिलेंगे मुस्कुरा के सब सहेंगे हम देश के लिए सदा जिएंगे और मरेंगे हम. Situation is really bad. Things have turned very depressingly down. And in such a situation, even if political parties are not an opposition, people of Goa themselves are opposition. You go to any morcha, any dharna, called by anybody, any individual or any group, activist group or any environmental group, social group, you see the number of young people coming to those morchas, to those dharnas. So people really want a change, but they are clueless how that change will come because political support is not there for that change. People want a change and people are struggling. Just go through the number of FIRs which have been registered against activists in last 10 years. For those people who are fighting in society. See what happened with Rama Kankonkar. The other day, when I had come to give my statement to Panjim police station, my lawyer called me, asked me where you are. I said that I have given my statement at the police department and I am sitting and having my lunch. He literally said me that, are you a fool to roam around in Panjim? BJP goons are looking for you in every nook and corner. They have planned to hit you. You have hurt their ego. You have slapped them on your face. They are going to definitely harm you. So better run away, cross the Mandovi bridge and never come back again here. At least for 2-3 days. So when an advocate is telling your client that you can be beaten up, what can be worse than that? So there is no rule of law here. Dandaraj. And what you saw that day at Panjim police station, that was just an indicative of that Dandaraj. कि हम करे सो कायदा और बीबी बोले सो फायदा. This thing has to change. And my message to the political ruling class of this country, political class or the cream, political cream of Goa is that, Baba, learn something. You are not only destroying yourself, you are destroying the future of Goa. So at least now you get united, make a united front and give Goans a chance to look ahead of BJP. We are fed up. There is no life left for Goa anymore after this election. And we say this every election. And the politician goes to temples and dargahs and churches and does mother, father and God's promises and all those things and Garane and Zaite and ultimately the result is the same. So somewhere there has to be a full stop. Goa is waiting for a full stop. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Sudeep, for talking to
God
us.
bless you.
But I had one question. When you called me and you said that, Naresh, you are one of the few I want to talk to if we want to have a discussion. Why did you say that?
See, I said that because you know better than me at what is the situation of media in Goa. I'm not only talking about media houses like Prudent, like in Goa, like GNH. I'm not just talking about media houses and media house owners. I'm talking about even YouTubers who are doing their work. Some of them, they are really fantastic. They are working very hard and they are standing for the voice of truth. You look at yourself, you look at Kishore Naik Gaokar, you look at that other fellow, what is his name? Vishwanath Nene. Vishwanath Nene or what is his name? Vishwanath, I think. You look at their quality of reporting and you see all this Godi media which is spreading its tentacles all over. So just like how a reporter has got a choice whom to interview and not to interview, the interviewer should also have a little bit of choice whom to talk to. So I will speak to only those people whom I trust up to the brim of my neck or brim of my throat, that they are imbibed in honesty, not in corruption. And that's why I said what I said to you.
I'm glad you felt about that about Alert Goans, but thank you so much again. I would want you guys to do your job and share this video and let this be an eye opener for some things where people can't talk, where Sudeep has openly spoken about. Thank you so much for joining and meet us with the next episode like this. Jai
Thank
Hind.
you.